Thank you for joining me again today. And this time I've put up on the screen where you can get a copy of Carmen's Legacy online. And of course, that is my website, which is Carmen's website. And I have stock, but you can go to Amazon, Angus and Robertson, Apple, Barnes and Noble, Booktopia, and all of these places online and get Carmen's Legacy. Or you can even go to the Everybody Knows Books in Ballarat, Bungaree Junction, the Bungaree store, Collins Bookstore in Bridge Mel, Collins Bookstore Warrnambool, Belcourt Books in Hamilton, and I think a couple more, but they're not all up there. And the reason that I'm telling you this is, I think at 19.99, Carmen's Legacy would be an amazing Christmas gift for a family, especially for someone you love who's learning to drive or just got their licence. And today I read from chapter 5, Our First Days Without Carmen. It was Sunday morning. 24 hours had gone by, and no one had managed to get much sleep. I looked at Ange, and she just burst into tears. We cuddled. Michelle, Katrina and Jasmine were already crying, as were most of the cousins. My mum was strong and her support was amazing. Mum and Dad were both trying to smile and make everyone feel as supported as they could, as parents do. I cannot believe how many tears you can cry without running out. Most of us didn't eat breakfast, but those who did ate in dribs and drabs. It occurred to me at that moment how different this breakfast was from the many we had previously shared in our home, surrounded by our relatives. I looked at my 3 girls and their cousins in the kitchen, moving slowly, heavily around each other. Young people whose happy lives had been shattered. No longer the innocent children we'd brought into this world. I still saw them as children. Up until then, they had all led happy and carefree lives. These children were now living a nightmare, each remembering Carmen and reaching out for her in their shared grief. I couldn't believe how cruel life could be, and how, in an instant, normal, happy life could be shattered, with no hope of redemption. This was a sad breakfast scene, and I felt hopeless again. A desperate and hollow feeling grew in my gut and in my heart. How is everyone else seeing this morning? Is anyone else looking at their children or their partner and thinking what I'm thinking? I was trying to work out what the hell was going on, and then I could feel my anger building. What is God thinking? What the hell is going on here? Why would God do this to us? Why is Carmen dead? That morning, we attended our regular Sunday Mass at our local parish church in Axdale. The whole congregation was shocked, and many people didn't know what to say to us. Some simply gave us a hug or a nod, but I knew what they were saying to us with their actions. They were saying, poor, poor Carmen, and poor, poor you. After Mass, we went home and gathered up some flowers, the ones that were lining the hallway. We'd all written our cards to Carmen because we decided that we would visit the tree where Carmen's accident had happened the day before. We drove to the tree as a family, apprehensive and anxious. When we arrived, we found 2 of Michelle's close friends attaching a huge yellow cross to the tree. Although it was confronting to see the cross, it was also a fitting tribute to Carmen, as it was bright, colourful and larger than life. A mountain of flowers had already piled up around the base of the tree. We stood together, supporting each other, cuddling, crying, and trying to come to terms with all of this. Our lives were in ruins because of this tree, the tree that broke our hearts, Carmen's tree. I looked at the scene where Carmen had been killed, when she hit that damn tree just 24 hours earlier. I could see bits of glass, bits of car, stone and bark. I stared at the tyre marks, deep grooves in the ground, and the gouges in the tree where the deadly impact had occurred. In the air, I could feel the chaos that must have been there at that exact moment. There was an eerie sound of noise mixed with deafening quietness. I was imagining Carmen's car and Carmen's body, and I just cried. Thank you again for listening and hearing about our beautiful Carmen. And some of it's a pretty tough read, but Carmen is still in our hearts. Carmen will live on forever through Carmen's legacy. And when people read Carmen's legacy, she will impact lives daily. And I know she will save lives. Thank you again, and I look forward to reading more for you tomorrow.